how I can actually go live on here, which is really amazing. So look at the socks I have bought, y'all. Y'all like my socks? I thought that this was really cool. I had seen these and I need to get them. So I got a few pair of these. I cannot wait to be able to get more. But let's get this walking cracking. Got my water. Put it in our window. I forgot I was going to bring that table in here. And I'm going to put this sweatband on. So I hope that I can do some additional sweating. Okay, perfect. And it even comes with a little pocket, so I'm actually going to put my little remote in this pocket. We should already have our disputes out. I already went live earlier because we're on day 14 of Strong in 75. And we should already send out our disputes. All we have right now is tracking our disputes. And from this point forward, you guys need to know your dates. I told you guys I was going to act like my disputes were received June 27, 2025. And around like day 42, day 43, I'm going to make another video about how to send out 2 disputes so that you guys can go ahead and do a follow-up dispute, especially based off your first one, whether the account was deleted or if it wasn't deleted. So I'm going to go ahead and create that, and then I'll go ahead and post that and have that go live around day 42, day 3, so that we can go ahead and have our next dispute on going forward, and then you guys do that same tracking process. I'm not going to do a hold your hand thing. Like, you see how we got like 5 days to do this dispute? Don't do that, because everybody didn't have to dispute, but disputing to me is one of the biggest parts of it. But if you guys already got your disputes out, perfect. That's what you were supposed to. If you didn't, then you need to get your disputes out. Don't go forward. It needs days. If you guys go to strongin75.com, then you guys will be able to. I have a playlist. If you guys have to stay on day 9, 10, 11, or 12, and you guys can be at day 14, but stay there. Don't keep going forward, because you're not going to get the full effect of, like, I want us to build our credit scores up 60 points per credit bureau, and I want to make sure that we're up at least 80 points total. That's what our goal is. So I have our 30 questions. So let's go ahead and get these questions answered. And if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. I cannot see them right now, but I'll answer all of the questions in the comments. So just leave me a comment, and I'll make sure that I respond to each of the comments that I receive, okay? Okay, so I want to go over like the tracks. I told you guys with our tracking, I told y'all all send y'all letters via certified mail. So everybody should have had a certified tracking receipt already. You guys have a tracking code on there, so I want you guys to actually use that code and track when your disputes were actually delivered to the bureaus, and then you want to figure out what's 31 days from that date. I showed you guys how to do all of that stuff. Now we're going to just answer all the questions about it. Check out the previous live in the playlist. Go to strongin75.com. You'll see the playlist there with our videos for Strong in 75. It's technically day 14. It's just the one where I actually show my screen if you show, and I did have to show you guys something today. So these are questions that I have for you guys. For those people that did disputes before, if you tracked your disputes, were you guys sending out certified mail, and were you guys using a notebook, or were you guys using a digital spreadsheet? When I originally tracked my disputes, I used to use my phone and just put in my phone the next day that I had to, the time that I had to do my next disputes. I used to just do it that way. I'll figure out what's the last day, what's the latest day that all 3 bureaus got my dispute, and then I'll go ahead and pull my credit reports on that day, and then I'll go ahead and create new dispute letters on that day too, because I don't know exactly what was deleted. And then I actually moved over to paper, so I'll be able to track it in the paper, but I still love to have digital. That's why I tell you guys to write it down in your notebook, because we're using the notebook every day, and why you guys won't know, what day it is. And you see how I went back, if you guys watched the live from earlier, you see how I went back and saw, okay, hey, my dispute's supposed to be done June 27th. Is that in my journal? It was day 43. I asked Google how many days is it until I get to this day. I added that amount of days to where we're at today, which was 14. We're on day 14, and they told me, hey, day 43 is 43. You'll be on 43 because I added the dates up. So I already know on day 43 due dispute. So I want you guys to figure out what's your date. And I don't know if it's going to be day 44, but on that day, put some type of sticky note and say, hey, here's the date you need to do your disputes. That way you'll be prepared for it. Okay? Once you know the date that they got your disputes, you got to mail them out. Don't overthink it. That's when you got to do your next dispute. You pull your credit reports, and then you do your next disputes. Have you ever lost track of a dispute because it wasn't organized? A lot of people have this problem. And then I also had this problem in my business. Say if I send out certified receipts for certain people, that's for premium disputes, I send out the certified receipts. They don't even have their credit reports available for me to even look and see what was deleted sometimes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to have it on this day, and they're not available. So now I got to let them know that they need to make them available. So this can definitely be a problem, but you guys can go to annualcreditreports.com and get your credit reports from there for free, okay? I want to say a lot of times, sometimes the credit bureaus will mail you your results. And if they mail you your results, that's good, but I still want you to get your credit reports for yourself at annualcreditreport.com on that 31st day. So I want you guys to be on it. If you miss the days, it don't matter. That means you just couldn't catch them fast. You know, say if you missed it by 5 days. Say if I was supposed to, when June 27th come, I don't pull it on June 27th. I pull it 2nd. Or something. I'm 5 days off. That's fine. I can still pull it, send out my list in. It just would have been better if I would have did it sooner, because now I missed 5 more days into my next letters. The credit bureaus could have already had my next disputes by then. Okay. Do you write down the date for each dispute letter? I do. I told you guys even for this too. You guys have to write down the date that they actually received each. So put Equifax and put the date that they received it. Put Experian, the date that they received it. And then put TransUnion, put the date that they received it. We're on day 14, so the next date that's in our planner, the next page that's in our planner is already notes. So you guys can already start preparing and putting everything there so that you can have it all organized for your first round of disputes. So you can know what day you received, you know what day you'll have to send disputes, what day you'll have to actually pull your credit reports too. So I definitely think that you have to, I know you have to write down every day. Now my foot actually feels kind of funny, maybe because my sock is kind of thin in here. I'm going to start probably putting on some shoes because my foot feels very, very numb on this thing. I don't know. I need to put some shoes on this thing. How do you keep track of which the dispute to? You guys have those certified receipts. We already have stuff in the folder too. If you guys want to go a step further, I do suggest that you guys take a picture of your certified receipts. Just because if you ever lose anything, you can just scroll through your photos and know exactly what day that you actually sent it. And you can actually write down that certified tracking number inside your notebook too. And I told you guys once the date that they actually said was received, I do suggest that you all go ahead and send out, once you see the date that they actually received it, go ahead and print that out. I think I want to put some shoes on because my foot really does feel numb, y'all. I don't know if this is good. Do you track the responses you get back from the Bureau? You should definitely track all your responses that you get back from the Bureau. Do not think that, because that you could just send out the next disputes. If the credit bureaus do not respond at all, they don't give you a letter at all, no response, then it's a different letter that you can send out, because with the FCRA, it's a thing where if they don't delete the account or if they don't respond to your disputes within 30 days, they're required to delete all your accounts that you disputed. And if they did respond, then it's a whole separate letter that you have to send saying, hey, you responded, but these accounts cannot be verified because of these reasons, you know, it'd be all the good stuff in there, but you guys definitely have to know whether or not they sent you something. That's something that you guys definitely have to make sure that you're tracking. Now, I'm going to go over here and get me some shoes because I don't want to mess my feet up. And I got a run coming up. Okay, so I'm going to keep that on though because I don't want to have to start over. Okay, I'm just going to throw these blue ones on right here. I don't normally walk in these, but these socks was cute, but no, they too thin. I don't want to mess my feet up for no reason. Y'all can see I have my runs coming up, so I don't want to mess my feet up. That's not my water right now. Okay, I feel a lot better. It's louder, but it is what it is. Let me put this in my little pouch. 5 questions in, so let me go ahead and get prepared for our next set of questions. We are 11 and a half minutes in, and we are at 1,000 steps. Okay, perfect. I'm going to try to get another microphone so that I plug it in so we can have better audio next time. Okay, so setting up some type of folder system. I do suggest that I separate all of your disputes. So even though we already set up our digital folder, and I said, hey, these are your first round of dispute letters, I do suggest that you have an area just for Equifax, an area just for Experian, and an area just for TransUnion. And then you also say, this is my round 1 letter for each one, and you separate that letter and put them in each folder. The only reason why I say that is because if you do decide that you want to take legal action, if you decide that you do want to sue the credit bureaus, you already have everything separated. Because if you decide that you want to sue the credit bureaus, I found that you're doing an individual lawsuit for each bureau. It's not like you're doing it all over, I'm suing all 3 credit bureaus. These are three credit reporting agencies. These are 3 different companies. These are one company. So I would rather you just have everything separated. A lot of times too, you'll like to be able to just have the documents, and then maybe you'll get a settlement a lot sooner if everything is organized. So I do suggest that you guys separate everything, where you will have just Experian, and you'll have all your documents for Experian. You'll have Equifax, all your documents for Equifax, and then TransUnion. You can have your main folder where you'll say, hey, these are my round 1 or 1 dispute letters. You can have it all in there, but still go back and separate everything. Take a picture of your certified tracking receipts, put them in all the individual folders too. But just separate them and act like they're different companies, even though we kind of out together, and I do want you guys to separate it. So we're talking about also how to label the folders. So if I was to label the folder, I would just make, you have the strongest 75 as your main folder, right? Then you can go ahead and put your workbook in this folder inside the main, and then you can put Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax inside your main folder. Then when you get inside, let's act like we inside one of the bureau's folder. Inside that bureau, you can do round 1 disputes, right? Inside round 1 disputes, you can put the letter that you sent, you can have that certified receipt, and you can put that you can put the tracking in there also. All of this can go inside of that bureau folder for your round 1 disputes. Now, after your round 1 disputes, you also want to put your responses. And then when the next we're going to put round 2 letter, round 2 tracking receipt, round 2 actual tracking where you'll see the date that they actually have. You can have a printout already ready there. You ain't got to keep typing it in. You already have a printout that shows it. And then you'll have the responses from there. I found that a lot of times you don't have to do a lot of disputes. I think 2 months of disputes, 2 rounds of disputes could really be enough to sue the bureaus. So that right there will be an organization that you need right there. I don't think that we have to overthink it. Should you keep digital copies of your land responses? Definitely, I said already, you should already have your responses inside the folder for that round. So for round 1, you'll put the responses. You can actually put all of this in one main folder too, which is I would like to do. I would like to save it in 2 separate places, but you can actually save it in that one place, or you can put it in the 2 places. You can have one name for just round 1 disputes, round 2 disputes, but separated for bureau. But you definitely want to keep digital copies of it. I suggest that you scan these things, because when I was doing my case with the credit bureaus, everything was digital. It wasn't like I'm gonna mail you something. Like, no, everything digital. It was easy for me just to attach a document. And I told you guys, try to put it in your Google Drive or something like that, where it's really in the cloud, so that you guys can be able to have access to it no matter where you're at. Your device too. You can log into any device and have access to it. So should you keep your tracking documents for future reference? Definitely. Definitely, I said you should definitely keep that tracking, so that you'll know what data they actually. And again, if you tell them, hey, it's been 30 days and you haven't responded at all, and nothing has been deleted, nothing's been updated, you can have a reference to say, hey, I sent it on the example today. I sent this May 5th. You had until June 5th. And I'm sending this on the 7th, and it still hasn't been anything updated. You need to delete everything immediately from my credit reports. You will have the tracking for that. You're not just saying. You will actually have the tracking for it. How long should you plan to keep dispute records? I wouldn't think about deleting it. I'll just keep it there. That way, if you guys were to ever have a problem, you guys will have a reference of something to go back to. Okay? Now, I didn't always buy documents digital, and with me telling you, hey, organize it like this, it sounds very good. It sounds like something that you guys can do, because I would have had that for myself. And then that way, when you start having a case, if you decide to sue for yourself or have an attorney, you can just add all of the lawsuit right to those same folders. It's going to be so organized and so much easier to hope you get some lawsuits from these companies. Okay, so we're 10 questions in. We're 1,600 steps in. We're over half a mile. We're 18 minutes in, so we're 1 1/3 way there. Okay, perfect. My daughter had made her, this is a fly, I'm gonna kill it. My daughter had made her some pizza, so I only had a slice of pizza today. And I had some tea today too. That's the only thing I had today to eat. It might go out. Okay, perfect. So that's the only thing I had today. I didn't have like a crazy appetite, but I know it's just because I'm a woman and I have my womanly thing going on, so I get like a crazy appetite. But I've been trying to stay clear of just eating unnecessary things. So I was like, today I'm gonna make sure I only have that one pizza, and then my dinner tonight, and I'm gonna eat my bowl of strawberries if I feel like I'm overly hungry. But I did see someone have something, a Tiffany plate or something like that. And I think I'm doing that, because I used to do the 1 meal a day anyway, and it was great. So with the Tiffany plate, I guess you just put everything on one plate. And it's a small plate too, because I want to get the big plate and fill it all up. But it's a small plate. You go in there and you just eat that, that's it. But you put fruits, vegetables, put you a lot of protein on there. And I really want to make sure that I'm eating a lot of protein for like my legs to get stronger. Y'all know I do my 1 run. Y'all can see my nettles back there if y'all can even see them. Not per day. I do my 1 run per month. I do think that I want to pick that up and probably do 2 per month and not just do it 1 per month. And I can too try to see if I can have a good time in terms of the time that it takes for me to complete my 5K, to see if I can get a better time. But I know I'm gonna need to stack up on protein and things like that. So I've been trying to have like, I think I got my breakdown to like 250 calories, which is good, but all protein mainly. And that's just really me having my boiled eggs and some sausage that was very low on calories. Like it's like 110 calories. And that I had that one time and I was so full after I had that. I had that and had my smooth move and I was like, oh my gosh, I am full. I didn't want to eat again until like 5 o'clock at night. And I was like, this may be it. Have that in the morning with my tea, and then I'll have my Tiffany. But we are on the eating tip too. We're working out, as you can tell. I wanted to make sure I tell you guys about this, and then I like to go back. When I do this again next year, I'm gonna rewatch these things because you never know the stuff you used to do. Like I used to be vegan, and I don't even remember all the stuff I used to do until I see other vegan people do stuff. I'm like, oh, I used to do that. That did work, didn't it? So, yeah, I like to make sure I say it here. So, you guys can use it and I can use it too on that. Okay, so now we want to talk about tools and templates. So, is there any type of spreadsheets, app, or paper that you can use to track your disputes? I do have a personal one that I use for my business to be able to track disputes. It's basically round one disputes. I have an area where I can put the certified tracking receipt number on there. I put the date on there, and then I put the date that they actually received it. I have the round one, round two with bureaus, and then I have a space at the bottom for all the companies. It's a paper spreadsheet that I have. I also have a digital one that I use for just my clients, but I don't actually know of one that you guys can have, but I still like that you guys have that actual workbook. I don't think that you guys should look further with tracking anything. I think that you guys should just use your workbook and call it a day because you have everything that you need there. You have an extra notes section where you guys can write down those dates. And then make sure that you count how many days it is until you got to do your next letter so that you can go ahead and put that on to a future date. So I already knew that day 43 is the day I was supposed to do get my disputes back basically with that letter that I did. If I was to track it, they said around day 43 is the time I was supposed to pull a new dispute, pull my credit reports, and then also I was supposed to send out some more disputes then. So I want you guys to track that and make sure that you're notated on when you got to send some more out. And it's literally just going to be copy and paste. I got a letter for, did they respond? They did. Okay, this your letter. They didn't respond. This your letter. Copy and paste the accounts that's left, and you can leave it at that. You can add more in if you guys want to, but you technically don't have to. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I should do this. You technically don't have to. Okay, I do not want to fall. I'm really clumsy in life. Okay, so what information should be included on your tracking sheet? Just the name of the bureau, the date that the name of the bureau or the company that I can letter to, because you're going to get into companies too. The name of the bureau, or the name of the company, the tracking number, the date that you sent it, and then the date that they actually received it. Would a ready-made dispute tracking template make this easier? It could, but I think that the easiest thing is just putting it in the workbook that you guys have. A lot of times, some ready-made thing, you got a workbook, put the name of the bureaus. You can actually write in the tracking number on there, and then put the date that you mailed it, and then put the date that they received it. You can simple as that. You don't have to make it very hard. Have you ever lost a response letter and had to start over? I don't look at response letters the same as everybody else. The only reason why I say that is because it's whether the account is deleted or not. I taught you guys how to look at an account, and you guys can be able to tell whether that account should be deleted or not because compare it to all 3 credit bureaus or whatever. So it don't matter about having a certain response. And I realized too with doing my settlements with the credit bureaus for me suing them, I don't remember them asking me about what the responses we get to you. They know what they sent to you. So I don't think of it like that. My thing is the account is wrong. You're still reporting my credit report. No problem. The account was not verified. You still have it on my credit reports. We have a problem. The account was wrong. You deleted it. We no longer have a problem. You know, those are the things that I look at. So I wouldn't think of it ever as you guys start. Once you guys send out that first round of letters and they did not delete the account from your credit report, I don't care if it is a month later. I would like for you guys to go sooner and send another letter out, but you guys can still send out another round of disputes. Don't think that you have, because you really don't. Okay? You track certified mail receipts and delivery confirmation. Definitely. I told you guys you need to track yours too. That's the reason why we send it out. It's because it's a lie and said that they never received it. But the tracking receipt ain't gonna lie to you. They gonna let you exactly when they received it, the date and the time, and the address that they received, at least the city, state, and zip code. So that's why I tell you guys to send your stuff out by mail so that they can't lie and say that they never received it at all. So I definitely track it, and you guys should track it too. Oh my God, I dropped my water, and I think I'm just gonna leave it there because since I haven't walked in a few days, as y'all can see, I have YouTube going and I have my TikTok going. I was supposed to make my Facebook and my Instagram go, and that didn't make, and I'm like, forget it. But I had nothing to talk about, so I didn't go live, and I think I'm very, very rusty now. I dropped my water, dropped my paper, my feet was hurting, so I got some shoes on today. So I'm very, very rusty. I'm gonna leave that water there. If I get too parched, then I'm gonna definitely get it. But we're at almost 28 minutes now. And we're at about 2,500 steps, almost there. 2,500 steps. So we're over halfway there, but we still got 15 more questions, so let's get into them. How do you track which accounts are fixed, pending, or denied? So when we pull the credit reports on that 31st day, whatever account is there, what I like to do is I like to copy and paste it. In terms of the account number, I like to copy and paste the account number onto the new credit report from the disputes. If I see that that account number is nowhere to be found, now then if I see the account number is not there to be found, my credit account may be deleted. Then I go and look and see if I see the name there. If I see that the name is there, maybe the account number, so I say, okay, the account's still there. But if I don't see either of them there, then I know that the account was actually deleted. Only time I think the account is like fixed, because I don't never see them totally like those charge-off accounts, those collection accounts. To me, I never see them fix those. It's never like, oh, they're 100% correct now. I never personally saw that. Only time I think something can be is if we did like a late payment. You know, some of them accounts we did say, hey, this account had late payments, update the payment history, and you know, remove my late payments, update the payment status. That's when I would think that actually being fixed. And denied is when they say it's verified. If they say, hey, we got your dispute, but the accounts came back verified, then at that point, I know that they basically denied doing your disputes. Or they just denied doing it. But you'll be able to track it when you get your new disputes. Every day, you guys should still be putting down what your credit score is. So if you see that your credit score went up 10 points, 15 points, I don't even care, maybe went up 30 points. You need to go on, and that bureau specifically, say you don't Credit Karma, you saw that. You need to go to see what changed. Because something changed on your credit report to make your credit score go up that much. At that point, you may see, hey, a collection was deleted from your credit report. You'll know, hey, I got this collection deleted from my credit report, and that's what made my credit score go 30 points. That's another way to see about those accounts, whether they were deleted or not, especially before the 30 days. Because you guys see an account fall a lot sooner than 30 days. They can come off a lot sooner than that. So you guys can be able to see that also on your Credit Karma. If you guys, so deal with the name of the representative you spoke with. If you guys were to call a credit bureau, I would suggest that you guys ask, hey, what is your name? So with my lawsuit with LJ Ross, I got some derogatories. I got not some derogatories. Oh my gosh, interrogatories. Oh my gosh, I had received these, which is basically questions that I had to answer, and it was written questions that I had to actually write out and answer and send to them. When I had to call the original creditor of the debt for the collection company, I did call them, and when I did, I asked the person that rep I was talking to, hey, what's your name? And she told me her name, and then when I was sent to the supervisor, I asked what's her name. I do suggest that you guys, if you ever call the credit bureaus and you know that you maybe want to take legal action, or if you know that this is a serious matter, make sure you ask who did you talk to so that you can have some type of reference, especially if there's a problem in the future, okay? Do we have to track that we plan to follow up on each dispute? Yes. Yeah, we went over that. Definitely track the date that we have to follow up. So the date that they receive it, you want to go on that little calculator.net tracker thing that I showed you all. Put the date that they actually receive the letter, and then put that you want 31 days from that date. And whatever date they said is the 31 days, that's the date that you guys mail out your next disputes and actually get your results. Can you use color coding or labels to stay organized? You can, but I just want to keep it simple. I wouldn't do that. I would think that that's going to make it anymore if you're doing all that stuff. So should you also try to send to creditors, not just the bureaus? Yeah, so we're actually going to send out letters on the 43rd day for me. We're going to results come back on your 31st day. The company that's on your credit reports, I'm going to show you guys how to send out a letter to them. So you guys are also going to have a follow-up letter that you guys should send out to those companies too. And that is going to be a separate letter than what you're going to send to the bureaus, and it'll say certain things that you're not saying to the bureau. When you're talking to the creditors or the debt collectors, it's something that you will have to say to them that you're going to say to the credit reporting agencies. Now, the reason why you're saying something different to these companies is because they're the one that say that you owe them, and they're the ones talking to the credit reporting agencies, okay? So I want you guys to say something totally different than what you would say to them, because they have the authority to really stop reporting today, okay? So it was something to say to them, and it come down to like these collection companies. You have to ask them about the debt. You got to ask them to actually verify and validate that debt too. And depending on whether you got any type of debt validation or some type of in the mail, I would say debt validation. If you guys got a letter in the mail saying, hey, we have it for you, or you owe $2,000. If you guys never received that letter, then you still for sure have to talk to that collection company and let them know certain things. We definitely have to track what we're going to send to these creditors and collectors, because it's a different type of letter that we're going to send. All right, y'all, we got 10 more questions with 3,000 steps in. So this is really good. 1.22 miles. And we're 34 minutes in. So we got 10 more minutes, 10 more questions. We're doing good. I can really feel myself sweating. So let's see once I take this bad buddy off what I'm looking like in terms of my sweat. But I feel it all in here. How much time will be a good tracking system? How much time would a good tracking system save you? Let's save you so much time. Do y'all see how when I went live earlier, I think I was only on live for like 20 minutes? If that. I already tracked everything, and I know when the next time I have to look at my credit report is guaranteed. So I don't have to go here and figure out anything. I know on June 27th, that's the date that I need to send out more letters. I know that as a fact. So I don't have to go back and try to figure out anything further. So I took 20 minutes, found out all of my tracking. I could did it even sooner, faster than that, should I say. But again, I was teaching you guys how I use certain things and look up certain things. So that 20 got me right. I didn't have to do days, keep checking this, keep checking that. You don't have to do that. And then another one, if you want to go further, I know we're putting in our journal, but make sure that you guys are inside of your phone. Make sure that you're recording the date inside your phone so that you can know on that date that's the date you got to do your disputes, and you can be prepared to have that date open so that you guys can send out your dispute. disputes make you feel more in control? I think that it should make you feel more in control because you know what you have to do. So now I personally know, hey, June 27th, I need to have the next round recorded. I need to record. I need to go live. I'll probably have an additional live for you guys with sending out those dispute letters for round 2. I know I need to put to the side an extra hour to go live. I know I got to put to the side some time to actually block out some of them accounts in the course. So when we do round 2, I can show you guys how to actually do it, you know. I already know when I got to do stuff. I don't have to play the guessing game. And with me having kids, family, my classes start on the 17th. So I pushed my classes back. Usually I thought I would have had started May 7th, but I was like, I'm not going to do that. So since I know I need to be in control of my time. I need to know, hey, June 27th, I ain't doing nothing but doing these next disputes. I'm going live. I'm not going to put nothing else on my schedule on that day. So this is something that I would know. Or I can be more prepared and say, hey, you know what? Let me at least start doing the second round of disputes. Let me have it all filled in for no matter what happened. I can have both letters done. That way it'll be easier. I can go in here and delete whatever wasn't. Delete what's not on my credit reports anymore. Take it off my letters and I can easily mail it. I can have all my stuff laid out and ready. I just feel like it makes you feel more in control because you know what's next. And I like that. Are you guys going to set up your systems today? You guys better. Especially if you really follow along with this. You're on day 14 for real. You're not just watching this on the. You're really doing the strongest 75. You're on day 14. You're doing your walking water. You stand on top of your credit. Do it. Do not delay stuff that you can do today. Today is Thursday. It's my washing day. Today, I have my son here. So he kind of been doing his thing. But I already washed 4 loads of clothes. I already recorded 4 videos. I already did. This is my second live for today. I already took me a nice bath this morning too because I'm like, oh my gosh. I woke up like, I already did this today. Actually, I posted a video on TikTok today of my son at the and so I already did a lot of stuff today, y'all. Okay? I'm trying to stay on top of it. I don't want stuff to go back. You know, even walking for our days, like certain days, I have walked live. I had nothing to talk about. What? I don't just sit here just doing this. If I ain't got questions, I don't really come on live. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say to y'all. You know, for 45 minutes, and then I can't see y'all. I already be out of breath. I rather have the questions, but everything else I've been on track with, and I think I look really good, especially since I'm bloated because I told y'all what I got going on, and that's a part of what happened to me when I got that going. I be so bloated. I still think I look really good, and I'm really proud of my results and how I even stay consistent. So I want y'all consistent too. So y'all know y'all have to track y'all dates today. Track your dates today. Are you ready? Are you ready to create are you ready to track your dates? This is another way of phrasing it. I'm over that same thing again. We got 5 more minutes. What's a question for y'all? What's one thing that you learned in disputes today? Did you guys like my date tracker? I love my date tracker. I think my daughter showed me that. I really do think that. So, as you guys may know, my daughter is 15. The girl's on a whole level. I mean, she like me times 10, if you ask me. She's taking a personal finance, and she was like, Mom, do you believe? She's like, do you believe that they tax you for a house? They charge you. I said, she was like, no, she said charge you, tax you for your land or your house. I said, yeah, Julia, it's property taxes. But the point that she's learning this, and I was like, Julia, that's how I bought property. Buying foreclosed properties, tax foreclosed. And she just looked at me like disgusting, like, what? They took these people's house and you bought it, but the girl is on a whole new level. So she the one that told me about that date tracker because she be putting me onto a lot of stuff. But did you guys like that date tracker? If you guys didn't know about that, that's good. Y'all can use that in different aspects of your life. Or maybe you like the certain receipts, the point that you know the actual time that they got it too. The date and the time that they got it. Alright y'all, so now we have our last 5 questions. We're going to talk about our next steps and our action plan. So now that I kind of went live earlier in the day, which is good, I want to really go live earlier in the day from now on. We want to go live at night. Because this is time consuming in a way, and then a lot of my kids are here in the summer. At a certain time, I want to be compressed too. Like when it's time for them to go to bed, I'm Rickita time. I don't want it to be let me go record my video. No. I'm recording while they still awake or whatnot. But let's get into these next questions because I don't have that much time, and I'm going to talk about nonsense until the end. So I don't have to do fillers. So we at 42 minutes and 30 seconds. And we are at 3,700 steps, 3,765 to be exact. So what's that you guys are going to take today with your tracking system? The first step is literally just getting it done today. Okay? Getting it done today. Have you chosen any type of special or some type of visual labels that you guys are going to use? That's a good question. Are you guys going to back up your digital files to the cloud? Y'all don't understand how much I would have to do because I started to do everything in a paper form because I have it here. And I'm like, I need to have this stuff digital so no matter where I'm at, I can have my fingertips. So I'm telling y'all now, have it digital. If you guys want to sue the credit bureaus, y'all might start talking settlement and they might ask for a document and they'll go settle it. You know, y'all can get y'all papers filed and you ain't even prepared for it. And you on vacation somewhere or you just gone away from your house or wherever the document is at. So please, I suggest that you guys have a backup. Put it on like a Google Drive or I don't know where else you put the document at. Put the document somewhere else so you can have a digital copy of it. Are you guys staying with our 45 minutes of working out? Our gallon of water per day, which I know I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm not staying consistent. Y'all see my water right here on the ground. I have yet to get down and get it. I haven't been staying consistent with that. But I know for sure I'm drinking a half a gallon a day. And y'all know before, I remember when I first heard about when I was young, it was like, drink 8 cups of water a day. I'm doing that. Okay, bottles of water. I'm doing that for sure. So that is one thing I'm happy about. Are you guys staying consistent? Are you guys on track with our disputes too? All right, y'all. We almost done. And then the last question is day 15. Day 15 is where we're going to go over those collections. We're going to get ready because these collection companies are going to probably send y'all a lot of stuff in the mail. Y'all need to be prepared for it. Or maybe y'all going to get some letters in the mail about new debt. And I need y'all for those. So are y'all ready for day 15? So I'll see you guys tomorrow. We are at 4,000 steps officially. And we have been on here for 45 minutes and 23 seconds. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Well, you know what? Let me see if I got some questions. If I can even see them somewhere. Oh, I can't see them. Where they at? Oh, I can't see them, y'all. I can't see them. I'll make sure I answer them in the comments. I'll see you guys.